Hi everyone, my name is Tara and this is my first rhetorical criticism. Unfortunately, my husband is at work right now, so I don't have a human audience, but I do have my two cats here that probably don't want to be watching me, but I will make them. So I've decided for my first rhetorical criticism that I really wanted to talk about something that is really near and dear to my heart as far as a wonderful tourist attraction in my area. So I live in Alexandria, Virginia, which is about 15 minutes from Washington, D.C., where my husband is stationed in the Army. He's stationed at Fort Myer and is a part of the Presidential Honor Guard. The Arlington National Cemetery is a place we have become all too familiar with, as my husband works there occasionally and I have toured the grounds on several occasions. The cemetery is very rich in history because it's home to over 400,000 service members and their families, along with historical monuments like General Robert E. Lee's house and the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. It's really a weird feeling saying that there's something you love so much about a cemetery, but visiting ANC is truly a remarkable experience. My favorite part of the cemetery that I see as often as I can is the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. Under the tomb lays an unidentifiable soldier from World War I. It was originally just a gravesite for that unknown soldier, but a monument was built, and in front of that tomb lays 3 more soldiers, all unknown. These 3 soldiers are from World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. These 4 grave sites represent all of the unidentifiable soldiers that have made it back home and those soldiers that are still lost at war. There's a wreath inscribed on the tomb for each of the wars to represent all the soldiers, and on the front of the tomb it says, "Here rests in honor and glory an American soldier known but to God." The inscription on the front of the tomb is my favorite part because it represents those families that never got to see their service members come home. We may not know where they are, but God does, and that's what matters. The unknown soldiers are able to rest in peace because there is always a soldier guarding the tomb, and it's not allowed to be touched, nor is anyone unauthorized allowed to walk on the grounds in front of or behind it. The tomb is guarded 24/7, 365 days a year, even when it snows and in the worst of storms like Hurricane Katrina. The soldiers, who are known as tomb sentinels, rotate shifts guarding the tomb, and it's a public attraction which is called the Changing of the Guard. Thousands of people gather every day to see the changing of the guard and to watch ceremonies. My favorite time attending was for Veterans Day last year, when Vice President Joe Biden laid a wreath for a televised event in honor of all of our veterans. So many things about the tomb are symbolic, and it's more than just a tourist destination. The Changing of the Guard ceremony this time of year happens every hour on the hour around the clock. There is so much perfection and precision that goes into each ceremony, which signifies the importance of their jobs and of the tomb. When I said this cemetery was rich in history, this is one part that you can learn the most from. The tomb sentinels march back and forth in a sequence, taking 21 steps, turning, pausing for 21 seconds, turning again, pausing for another 21 seconds, before marching another 21 steps back in the other direction. 21 was chosen because it symbolizes the highest military honor that can be bestowed, which is the 21-gun salute. The job of the tomb guards may seem easy because they march back and forth for such a short period of time, but there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes to achieve the level of perfection that the public sees. Overall, the tomb is several things. Yes, it's a tourist attraction, but most importantly, it's a symbol of freedom. We may not know how many soldiers that tomb represents, but we know it represents the cost of our freedom. The Tomb of the Unknown Soldier is a significant part of the military community I live in, but it's also a big part of our nation's capital. It brings people together and really educates them. For the military, the tomb sentinels represent the job with the highest honor. Guarding the tomb always comes first, and of course there are sacrifices that have to be made, but it's done because they love their job, not because they have to. So for any of my classmates that are ever in the Washington, D.C. area, the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier is a must-see because you'll learn so much, not about only history, but about our freedom, just from watching the care and perfection that goes into the Changing of the Guard ceremony.